What a year for the Washington Wizards as we are officially champions. We were the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference after overcoming a ton of adversity. If I remember correctly, the year started off with Jaden Ivey having MVP caliber numbers, and then I'm not sure if he went down with injury. No, he didn't get any injury, but then Alperen Şengün went down with injury, and we missed him for, well, what was it? A couple months, 41 days, March. No, it was January to February. Well, that's actually shorter than expected. But anyway, he went down with injury. And then we lost Corey Kispert, who broke his freaking leg. And we lost Franz Wagner for a little bit. And we just continued to get hampered by injuries. And yet, for some reason, this team was able to overcome and persevere because we're deep, we're strong. We can't play offense, we can't play defense, but this team had grit. Paris Conley, backup point guard role for this season, played out of his mind, had an incredible season. Ben Simmons had a huge playoff effect. And then we eventually made the playoffs. And then you go, all right, well, we're the #1 seed. We got to at least make it out of the first round. And then we go down 3-1 to the Philadelphia 76ers, who had Joel Embiid and James Harden, who was hitting game winners. And Tyrese Maxey was playing great. Then down 3-1, Joel Embiid gets hurt. And he's gone for the series. And that allows us to come back from down 3-1. Then we go down 3-1 again to the Milwaukee Bucks. Donovan Mitchell, Chris Middleton, Giannis, Bobby Portis, our old friend DeAndre Hunter. And what was it? Gary Hendricks. The rest of the team wasn't all that good. And it was miraculous because I don't know why we continued to lose games. I feel like we're a better team even though they had a Giannis. Giannis can't shoot. But we went down 3-1 and then we started not the Corey Kispert cheese because Corey Kispert was gone. The biggest loss of our entire season. And then Franz Wagner played out of his mind and we did the double team cheese and we eventually come back from 3-1 down to the hum. And then we finally took revenge on the Charlotte Hornets, who eliminated us from playoff contention last season, even though they had LaMelo Ball, even though they had, who was it? Brandon Miller? Actually, Brandon Miller was out with injury, so we got a little bit lucky there. But then their setters played out of their mind. Nick Richards, and who was the other guy? Mark Williams, right? These guys played like the best centers in the history of basketball, but eventually we prevailed. And then we took on who else but Jason Tatum, who spurned us in the offseason, and Luka Doncic, and Dwight Powell, and most importantly, Grant Williams, the NBA Finals MVP. All that is to say, we had a huge, incredible season, and we ultimately prevailed. Just a quick peek at the playoff statistics before we call this one. Franz Wagner, I mean, hats off to this guy. He was the most disappointing guy season after season, game after game. He would routinely put up like 6.4 rebound, 2 assist games. And it was like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be our future. And then Alperen Şengün, hugely disappointing in this playoff run, but Franz Wagner did step up. We lost Corey Kispert, who is the best player in the NBA. That sucked. And to have to figure out how to win without him is the definition of Wizards basketball, the definition of grit. Justin Edwards, sharpshooter. Jaden Ivey played very valiantly as our starting point guard. Alperen Şengün talked about how embarrassing he was. Paris Conley was great as backup point guard #2. Stephen Cassell was hit or miss at times. Jaden McDaniels, what a mid-season acquisition he was. He absolutely locked down everybody. He locked down, who was it? Tyrese Maxey. He locked down Giannis. He locked down LaMelo. And ultimately, he locked down Luka bleepin' Doncic. Anyway, I'm just so proud of this team, what they were able to overcome. But let's hop into the offseason. We are the champions now. Anybody can win 1 in a row. Can you win 2? Time to see who is retiring. DeMar DeRozan is gone. Gordon Hayward, Nick Batum, Serge Ibaka, Reggie Jackson, one of my favorite players, is gone. Not too many notable retirees here. Evan Fournier, don't Google his last name. And staff retirements, did we lose anybody? Not really. Joe Mazzulla is quitting. That's a little interesting. How about Igor Kutsov? And Hall of Fame inductees is DeMar. Is DeMar DeRozan a Hall of Famer? Let me know what you think. Anyway, are any of these league meetings fun? No. No, I want that. No, and no. Okay, so none of these rules were fun. On to the draft lottery. I believe we don't have any draft picks, any chances of winning draft picks. We kind of went all in on this next year and the year after that. But let's see who's going to go. Rockets, Spurs, and the Los Angeles Lakers. Let me just confirm that we don't have any draft picks. All right, I'm not crazy. That was the wrong button. Yeah, we have no first round picks, which is a little frustrating because I kind of want to sign some guys. Mike Stauffer, thank you for stepping up. Thank you for taking over. We tried to hire Will Hardy. He just did not work out. We're not going to be making any front office changes, but let's check out this draft combine now. If you guys remember, because I don't remember, this draft class was deep, but not very good. I think there was one all NBA or one Hall of Fame player, but he was a super short point guard, right? Here he is, Shane Cannon, 77 overall, 20-year-old point guard, but he is 6'1", which isn't great. His overall potential is like a B-. So basically, what we could do is trade somewhere into the 10s. And I see the Celtics here have 2 first-round picks, so maybe we could trade there. There's a lot of mediocre players that have all NBA potential. They're like low 70s, but young enough. Let me put some of them on our big board, and we'll see if we can see if there's anybody that we really want. So 4 players here. One of them's 21. I don't love that, but he has Jimmy Butler all NBA potential. Projected to go 5. He's a 71 overall. David Anderson, wing player. Ray Allen potential. Sort of a black hole in offense. Not a lot of passing, but he's a great shooter and a great vertical leaper. It'd be great to pick him up at pick 9. Irvin Mack, 70 overall. 20 years old. Drazen Petrovic. He can pass. He can be athletic. He shoots the ball well. He can't dunk even though he's athletic. And overall, he's not a very good player right now. A lot of these guys are going to be developmental prospects. 76 overall, Dean Spencer. Looks to be pretty good. Jimmy Butler potential. Can't finish, which means he's not Jimmy Butler. But you know what? He looks to be okay. A+ potential. I kind of like him. If we can draft Dean Spencer, that would be a great immediate contribution. Derek Marion. A- potential. Glenn Rice, all NBA, 75 overall. Just a basic, decent all-around player. And then lastly, down here late in the first round, Lidwin Hawkins, 75 overall, Cliff Hagan potential. Basically one of those guys that if we can't get anybody else on this list, we'll pick him up. But I feel like Dean Spencer would be a nice pickup. Even though he is a little older at 21 years old, I kind of like his attributes the most. Anyway, those are all of the draft picks that we'll be going after. Just kind of looking for some wing depth. Anyway, the fastest man of the class is Jesse Carson, Jamie Webb, and Shane Cannon. Most agile is Drew Stevens. Wow, he looks 90 years old. Are you kidding me? Look at this man's face. Jamie Webb and Jesse Carson. Highest vertical is Gilbert Warren, Antonio McCoy, Jake P. Nash, Karen Parker, and Kenny Lyons. Highest bench press is Connor Butler and Kenny Lyons, and best shot 3-pointer, Luis Montgomery, Sidney Bradley, Shane Canyon, and Stan Love. Do we need to send any of these guys to pre-draft workouts? I guess. Who is on my big board? I don't really know what this does for me. It just kind of tells me their combine stats, which I already know their combine stats. All right, let's look at picking up maybe the number 9 or number 10 overall pick with the Boston Celtics. They have 2 first-round picks. Normally teams are more willing to give up a pick. Who do you want so I can jump into the top 10? It's wild to me that Ben Simmons has no trade value. He just won a championship and was a pivotal piece. I can't even jump up to pick, I don't know what pick we're on right now, pick 11. I don't know if I can make a trade to get into this draft. There we go. The Memphis Grizzlies wanted to trade with us. We jumped up a little higher than I was expecting, but Ben Simmons, thank you for your service. You were huge for this team. You were pivotal to our championship run. But we are jumping up to pick number 7, and hopefully we'll be able to pick up some good wing depth. I don't really know if Ben Simmons has a spot. He doesn't really play any position for us. He plays a little center, plays a little point guard, isn't great at anything. We got Jaden Ivey, we got Paris Conley, we got Alperen Şengün, we got Derek Lively. Moses Brown is going to be walking at the end of this draft. So remember, we are looking for a good wing player here. But number 1 overall to the Houston Rockets goes Dean Spencer, the small forward. If we could just take a quick mock draft, there's no real consensus players. So Dean Spencer looks to be pretty good. He was actually the guy that we were going to be targeting. I forgot. That's brutal, but he's not a great player. So he's not a number 1 overall type of pick guy, but let's make sure to take him off of our draft board. Dean Spencer, projected number 7, is now gone. Number 2 to the San Antonio Spurs is going to go. Wow, the Spurs are trading the number 2 overall pick. They want to get Victor Wembanyama some win now help. To the Bulls for Desmond Bane. Okay, it was from the Bulls for Desmond Bane and a first-round pick. That's a great pickup. As for the Grizzlies, who just picked up Ben Simmons, They are going to go after the big man, Melvin Hughes out of Tennessee. How does he look? I didn't look at any centers, but he looks to be okay. Anthony Davis potential, 79 overall, might be the best player, 20 years old. What's his potential looking like? B potential, don't love that, but his 3-point scoring isn't great. Can't even see the stats he put up because 2K is a broken game. Well, hopefully he's the big man that they're looking for to pair up alongside Jaren Jackson Jr. Number 3 to the Los Angeles Lakers. They're going to Vladimir Torlek out of Serbia. Who is he? I don't remember him. Down here, point guard, 22 years old, looks to be a bust. Man, the Boobirds were out in full force when the Lakers selected Vladimir Tarlok with the number 3 overall pick. Tony Parker potential, 73 overall, but 22 years old. That's brutal. That is brutal. B- potential. Yikes. I don't think he's going to be any good. Number 4 is Olivier Newman out of Fordham. Another 23 years old player, 74 overall, potential is an A, but man, he's old and he only has all-star potential, can contest and block shots, he can definitely develop into a really good player. Thank you. So he's just a mediocre defensive player. Another bust pick possibly for the Utah Jazz. Number 5 to the Minnesota Timberwolves is going to go the big man out of Michigan, Sean Harvey. I'm not even going to bother looking at him. Sorry. And number 6 to the Magic, they are trading their pick away. They want to win now as well. Build around Paulo Banchero, and they are picking up Julius Randle. Wow, that's actually a really nice trade for them. And now the New York Knicks are taking the shooting guard out of Lithuania, Alen Novak. Was he on our board? 21 years old shooting guard Klay Thompson, but he's only a 73 overall. Should have good success at the NBA level as he matures. He's already mature. He's 21, man. What is his potential looking like? A B potential. So maybe not a bust per se, but not a great pickup. Now we do have the number 7 overall pick. I would kind of like to trade back if there's any sort of good trade down package that we can get here at 7. I had to trade up a little higher than I wanted to. What can you give me, 2K? I could just go straight up for Lauri Markkanen. That's absolutely nutty. Nuggets, you have the number 10 overall pick. If you give me a future first, maybe a second, I'll trade down. Okay, just give me a future first. 2K's so... I'm going to tell you what's happening here is that they're valuing their pick at 2.5 stars. So even though our pick is literally better than theirs, I bet you if I do this trade straight up, they won't even freaking let you. So I can't get any value out of trading down, even though if I'm trading away this pick, I'm so sick of 2K sometimes. The guys I can get, Jeremy Grant, Zaire Williams, 2 first-round picks from the Thunder, a first and Saban Lee, Tyrese Proctor, great pick, Gardiel Jacques Landale, not great, Isaiah Stewart, Donovan Clingan, a good young center, Golt Pokashevsky and Isaac Asmunsen, who develops into a 90 overall player, another first, Christian Wood, Tyus Jones, D'Angelo Russell, Mitchell Robinson, Davion Mitchell, and Isaiah Jackson, Lauri Markkanen. Again, I can get so much value for this pick, but because 2K is like, oh, our pick has 2.5 stars, they're not going to trade down or trade up from pick 10. I just wish we had like a more immersive trade system. Like, would you move up to the number 9 and number 8 overall pick? No, but like, let's say the Celtics want to move up from 8 to 7 and then send me a first down in 2030. I have to give them a first round pick and they're going to give me Drew Mayer. Like, that's just no. I have more value than you. All right, this is the last trade. I'm going to try going down to the Suns. And they want me to give up a first and a second, and they'll give me Saban Lee on a salary dump. Like, no. Give me a first round pick to move up 4 spots. And they're just not going to do that. They want me to give up first round. All right, let's see who is the best player of our draft class. Who do we want to pick up here? I think Derek Marion's going to be the guy who can impact the team the most. He's just a good all-around player, not a great athlete. Let's see. Should be able to provide some rim protection, good vertical leap, could be a capable secondary initiator, has some off-the-dribble ability, able to hit jumpers. Crafty offensive players will beat him in man defense regularly, but he dropped 25 and 4 at the college level, 39% from the field, 36% from the three-point line, 72% from the free throw line. C rated 3-point scoring isn't great, but A- potential, and he's already a 75 overall. The other direction we could go is Steven Peterson, who's a year younger, but his potential is A-. He's looking like an Andre Iguodala. Yeah, he's not good. Stan Love, all NBA, World Be Free. 22 years old, though. I don't love that. Antonio McCoy looks interesting, but he has a medical red flag. I've never actually seen that before. What is his potential, though? A-, 77 overall, but he's 20. How old is he? 21 years old. I'm kind of content with Stan. Nope. Who is it? I've already forgotten our pick. Derek Marion. He seems to be a good all-around player that's going to be able to contribute to the team. So let's pick up Derek Marion at the number 7 overall pick. Boston Celtics are taking Stan Love. We thought about him out of Maryland. And then back-to-back picks, they're taking Steven Peterson. So we'll have to see if we made the right choice down the road. And then number 10 to the Denver Nuggets goes Ernest Martin Jr. That is going to do it for our draft class. And that'll do it for this year's draft. How are the picks looking? So the center looks to be pretty good. 79 overall. I just don't know how that fits the Memphis Grizzlies timetable. They already have a couple of big men. Vladimir Tarlak looks to be a bust. So does Olivier Newman. Sean Harvey might be okay. Derek Marion, 74 overall, but he's 19 years old. So he's basically in the same boat as Paris Conley was when we picked him up. Ernest Martin Jr. looks to be okay, but again, he's at center. Wow, they took his 69 overall Irvin Mack. The Hawks picked up a bust of their own. Some decent players here. Antonio McCoy, 78 overall. Dwayne Paxson going here at 19. I think we thought about him. Anyway, that is going to do it for us. We have a good, decent first-round pick. Good depth for the team and team player options. Derek Lively, Paris Conley, and you know what? The GOAT, Kwame Evans. He's not coming back. Sorry. Actually, maybe. 19 years old. What does your potential look like? I don't even know how you got onto this team, but what sort of potential are we looking at with you, young fella? He has B potential. You know, why not? We'll bring back Kwame Evans. He was part of the championship roster. So we're going to have to give out some big contracts this year. That's why last year was huge for us to try to go after Jason Tatum, even though we didn't get him. It was basically the only time that we're going to have money for free agency. Jaden Ivey, Johnny Davis, Patrick Baldwin Jr. are all going to be coming back, all going to be getting huge contracts. And I wish we could go after Luka Doncic, but let's go ahead and hand some of these out. I don't even know if we really want these guys. Moses Brown, like I said, is going to be walking, but Johnny Davis, Patrick Baldwin Jr., and Jaden Ivey all look to be coming back. We need to make sure they sign during moratorium, and then we can go after a mid-level exception. So we're looking at Jaden, Paris, Stephen Cassell, Johnny Davis, Franz Wagner, Jaden McDaniels, Justin Edwards, Corey Kispert, and the number 7 overall pick, Derek Marion. Kind of a logjam at this position, I'll grant you that. And then Bol, PB&J, and the GOAT, Kwame Evans, Alpha and Derek Lively. What we need, Jaden's going to bump up to the 4, or one of these wing players is going to bump up to the 4. Probably Jaden McDaniels just because he's the tallest. I'm going to do it like this. Jaden Ivey, Paris Conley, Justin Edwards, Stephen Cassell, and Johnny Davis there at the 2. Franz Wagner, Corey Kispert, and the number 7 overall pick, Derek Marion at the 3. Bol, Jaden McDaniels, Patrick Baldwin Jr. at the 4. Alpha and Derek Lively at the 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I believe we can only sign one more player. So let's go after a backup point guard. Cole Anthony. That'd be a great pick for us. Kevin Porter Jr. No, I don't like women abusers. Let's see who's available to be a backup facilitator. All right, we're targeting 2 players, Marcus Smart and Blake Wesley. I believe Blake Wesley might get matched by the Spurs. Let's see. And he does. Marcus Smart is going back to the Grizzlies, so we completely struck out so far at the point guard position. Gonna keep trying. 2 more offers are sent out. I don't know who they're actually for. I've already forgotten. They are for Trey Mann and Cole Anthony. So we'll go ahead and take Trey Mann because he's, I think, a year younger. Cole Anthony, unfortunately, you can walk. So we're gonna have to decline that. But that is our backup point guard 3. We got Jaden Ivey, Paris Conley, then Trey Mann backing him up. Stephen Cassell, Justin Edwards, Johnny Davis, Franz Wagner, Corey Kispert, Derek Marion, Bol, who can moonlight as a center, Jaden McDaniels, Patrick Baldwin Jr., Alpha and Derek Lively. Those are going to be the moves that we are making here after our championship season. Luka Doncic going to the Bulls. Okay, Steph Curry back on the Pelicans. Kevin Durant to the Mavericks to replace Luka for 1 year. That's weird. De'Aaron Fox, 90 overall, back on the Kings. Jaden Ivey back to us. Trey Young back to the Hawks. Paolo Banchero back on the Magic. Blocker Kessler to the Bulls as well. Jaren Jackson Jr. back on the Grizz. And Jabari Smith Jr. to the Hornets. I want to check out this Grizzlies squad. and I want to check out this Bulls squad. So the Bulls are Luka, a couple of good young point guards, Zach LaVine, who's officially a small forward. Nobody, actually no, this Jerry Tinsley guy looks to be okay. 17th overall pick, 80 overall. PJ Washington, Blocker Kessler, and Vooch. Oh my gosh. Oh, the Bulls, you guys are hilarious. Let's check out the Maverick squad. So they lost, and Luka Doncic said, you guys can't win me a championship. I'm gone. And look now, Jason Tatum, but you're stuck on a team with Kevin Durant. Okay, I was going to say he's all by himself, but they don't have a point guard. So you know what? They can go do what teams do. Anyway, for the Grizzlies, Ja Morant, 94 overall, Marcus Smart, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's down to a 73, Ben Simmons, our old friend, David Mayer looks to be okay, 28th overall pick, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Johnson, and Melvin Hughes. Interesting team that they have. Brandon Clark also there as well. And now it's time to see, how is this team going to develop? How is player progression going to hit us? Jaden Ivey up to an 88. Franz Wagner up to an 87. Alperen Sengun has reached the age of regression, 24 years old, down to an 85. That's weird, but look at Paris Conley. Look at the veteran, up to an 83. So if we want to get our best players on the court, what we do is we put Paris at the 1, Jaden at the 2. Anyway, Bol Bol up to an 81. Stephen Cassell up 4 overall points to an 81. Jaden McDaniels is dropping. That doesn't make sense. Terrence Mann up 1. Derek Lively up 3. Justin Edwards up 3. Corey Kispert holding steady. Johnny Davis up 2. PB&J up 2. Derek Marion doesn't develop at all yet. And Kwame Evans, the GOAT, up to a 73 overall. Kind of fun players. I don't care. Fill that out automatically. Let's look at the Summer League. How do I do this? We're playing the Lakers. I don't have any ideas what this Summer League thing is. I don't know who this Derek Lyons is, but I guess we'll be testing out the rookie. What was his name? Derek Marion. I think I forgot to put him in also. Yeah, I want him to, let's see, he's 6'9", so we'll put him in at the power forward position. Paris Conley's still playing. That's a little weird. I want a Derek Marion pick and fade. Let's see how this produces. Derek Marion, the rookie. Kind of a slow release there, but splash! First points of the game is a Derek Marion 3. I'm really hoping that that's the guy that we drafted. Otherwise, I'll be playing around with players who aren't even part of this. So Stephen Cassell, Justin Edwards are still in the Summer League, even though they won a championship. That seems a little backwards to me, but that's okay. And this is an empty position. Don't know what's happening. 4, 3, 2, 1, dunk. How about the Stephen Cassell, Justin Edwards pick and pop? How's this gonna work out? It's gonna work out beautifully. Justin Edwards, quick trigger, splash of his own. Justin Edwards, no longer a rookie, splashing from downtown. The lefty, looking mean. We'll do a couple more plays. I'm not actually gonna be part of this Summer League. No offense to whoever's running this Summer League. Wow, Paris Conley just got destroyed on that screen. And whoever this guy is, drew the foul. I want some shake and bake. Stephen Cassell, crossover. Stephen Cassell, the speed, the foul. Stephen Cassell picks it up on Cason Wallace, who's in what, year 4? And he's in the Summer League? That's bizarre. He's actually a starter for the OKC Thunder. Stephen Cassell grabs the rebound. We're going coast to coast. Crossover. Crossover. He lost the ball. Stephen, what are you doing? Oh, Cason Wallace. There we go. Stephen Cassell. Ball hog machine misses. All right, I don't actually care what's happening here. We'll hop into Simcast. I pressed the wrong button. It's been a while since we played 2K, but the Summer League team is losing. Actually, they're winning in the first quarter. Back and forth game here in the second quarter. Going into halftime with a big lead. 14 points, 10 points, but no lead is saving 2K. 24, 15-point lead here in the fourth quarter. And it looks like this team prevails 141-117. Stephen Cassell, 36, 9, 5, and 3. Beautiful. Ty Washington with 24. Justin Edwards, 18, 10, 2, and 2. And the rookie Derek Marion with a 13, 4, and 3 game. Not bad. Not great. But, you know, not bad. And I guess we win the 1 seed here. I don't know what's happening here. So I'm going to simulate or not simulate. Are we taking on the Raptors? Yeah, let's simulate against the Raptors in Simcast. We'll see how that goes. And it's winning and winning. I mean, we have 2 starters, or at least 2 major role players on a championship squad. Obviously, we're going to win a lot. Kwame Evans bruised his right hip. That hurts. CPU can fix that. Taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Once again, hopping into Simcast because I don't know what's happening. Greg Brown, I don't care. Fix it yourself. And let's hop into Simcast. Taking on the Memphis Grizzlies in the semifinals of the Summer League. Woo! No offense to anyone who's in the Summer League. Anyway, fourth quarter, we have about a 20-point lead here, and it looks like we are champions again. We may win the regular season, taking on the 28 seed Utah Jazz. We may win everything. Who's playing for us right now? None of my guys are playing. You know what? I don't care. Simulate the Summer League. The Washington Wizards have been eliminated. No! All right, Kwame Evans is fine. You can be healthy. Martin O'Connor, I don't know who you are, so you can adjust yourself too. All-Star City selection. I feel like we should bring it to Washington since we are champions, but it looks like it's going to go to Brooklyn. The 2K Hoop Summit. I don't care. Sorry. Thank you. And here we are concluding the championship off-season for the Washington Wizards. So how should we make this roster look? Obviously, I want to go a little deep, so we'll probably go 12 deep to start the season off. Jaden Ivey at the 1, playing up to a 90 overall. Stephen Cassell at the 2. I'm going to do Justin Edwards for now. Okay, Jaden Ivey, Justin Edwards, Franz Wagner, Jaden McDaniels, and Alperen Şengün coming out the benches. Paris Conley, Stephen Cassell, Corey Kispert, Bull, Derek Lively Jr., Patrick Baldwin Jr., Johnny Davis, and Trey Mann. I have him sitting behind Johnny Davis for now. He'll need to prove himself in the regular season if there's anything that's going to change for the backup units. Preseason power rankings, we are third for 2K Sports and third for Eric Boner. Behind the Cavs, so they have Shea, obviously. Josh Giddey's up to a 90. Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren are okay, and their bench is awful. And then the Cleveland Cavaliers without Donovan Mitchell. I don't know about that. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you for sticking through the offseason. After a championship year, we have game 1 against the Indiana Pacers, looking to repeat as NBA champions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.